Hey yo, and we're live with Daniel 7. Okay, this looks interesting. We got a dream here. I like the stuff when it gets like visual because it just paints a clear picture for me and it's fun to read through. Okay. In the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon. Okay, let's not forget. Belshazzar dreams something about him dying. Persian Empire, smaller kingdom, the statue with the gold and the silver and all that. Yada yada. Okay. In the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon, Daniel had a dream and visions of his head upon his bed. Had visions of his head upon his bed. Then he wrote the dream. Had a dream and visions of his head upon his bed. I don't know what that means. That's weird. Then he wrote the dream and told the sum of the matters. Daniel spake and said, I saw in my vision by night, and behold, the four winds of heaven strove upon the great sea. Four winds of heaven strove upon the great sea, and four great beasts came up from the sea, diverse from one another. The first was like a lion, and had eagle's wings. This sounds eerily familiar. Eerily familiar. Almost like the dream of, I think before Daniel, I think it was Ezekiel. Ezekiel, yeah. Ezekiel might have a dream like this, but also Revelation has dreams, figures of creatures, or visions of creatures. The first was like a lion, and had eagle's wings. I beheld till the wings thereof were plucked, and it was lifted up from the earth, and made stand upon the feet, as a man, and a man's heart was given to it. And behold another beast, a second, like to a bear, and it raised up itself on one side, and it had 3 ribs in the mouth of it, between the teeth of it. And they said thus unto it, Arise, devour much flesh. After this I beheld, and lo, another, like a leopard, which had upon the back of it 4 wings of a fowl. The beast also had 4 heads, and dominion was given to it. After this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a 4th beast, a dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth. It devoured and brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with the feet of it. And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots, and behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of a man, and a mouth speaking great things. Sorry, it's just so peculiar. You don't know what word is coming next. It's hard to read almost because of that. I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, the Ancient of Days, this is a person, I guess, did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. Alright, it's interesting that they're using wool to describe this ancient's hair. Kind of like a sheep has wool. And Jesus was considered a sheep. It could be a Jesus prophecy. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire. A fiery stream issued and came forth from before him. Thousands ministered unto him. And 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him. The judgment was set, and the books were opened. I beheld then, because of the voice of the great words which the horn spake. I beheld even till the beast was slain, and his body destroyed, and given to the burning flame. And as concerning the rest of the beasts, they had their dominion taken away, yet their lives were prolonged for a season and time. I saw in the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man, again Jesus, could be, came with the clouds of heaven, and came to the Ancient of Days. Oh, so these are 2 different individuals. And they brought him near before him, and there was given him dominion and glory and a kingdom, that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion. Oh, it has to be Jesus, the Son of Man, which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed. I, Daniel, was grieved in my spirit in the midst of my body, and the visions of my head troubled me. I came near unto one of them that stood by, and asked him the truth of all this. So he told me and made me know the interpretation of the things. Okay, good. We're going to get into interpretation. Hopefully Daniel tells us. These great beasts, which are four kings, which shall arise out of the earth. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom, and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. Then I would know the truth of the four beasts, which was diverse from all the others, exceeding dreadful, whose teeth were of iron, and his nails of brass, which devoured, brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with his feet. And of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell, even of the horn that had eyes, and the mouth that spake very great things. They're adding more details here as he continues. Whose look was more stout than his fellows. I beheld, and the same horn made war with the saints, and prevailed against them, until the Ancient of Days came, and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High. And the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom. Thus he said, the 4 beasts, the 4th beast, the 4th, shall be the 4th kingdom upon the earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it in pieces. That doesn't sound good. And the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall rise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and shall subdue 3 kings. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. And they shall be given into his hand until the time and times, and the dividing of time, until a time and times, and the dividing of time. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion. Imagine what it would like to be. Imagine what it would like to exist without time. Like time ceases, and existence is existence. It's interesting. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion, to consume and to destroy it unto the end. And the kingdom and dominion, and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven, shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him. Hitherto is the end of the matter. As for me, Daniel, my cogitations much troubled me, and my countenance changed in me, but I kept the matter in my heart. That's the end. It doesn't seem like much of an interpretation. I feel like I want more. Let's take a look. Daniel 7, okay? Daniel 7, meaning got questions. Okay, we shall find out. At least one source's interpretation. 4 world empires symbolized as 4 beasts. The 4 empires are the same as Nebuchadnezzar saw in his dream in Daniel 2. Oh, with the iron and the brass and the gold and silver, that dream, the statue. Although in that dream they are pictured as various metals in a statue, yes. Daniel's visions assures us that the world's empires have certain amount of authority for a certain length of time, but they will all pass away, and the holy people of the Most High will receive the kingdom and will possess it forever, yes, forever and ever. So the vision of the 4 beasts troubles Daniel, and he wonders what it means until an angel explains it to him. Even then, the vision and its interpretations continued to cause Daniel distress. Okay. Daniel's vision of the four beasts begins with a windy night and troubled sea. All right, so it recounts the dream. Correct, and man, a human mind is given to it. The four beasts are the four kings that will rise from the earth. The first beast is representative of King Nebuchadnezzar. Okay, so the first beast is representative of King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon. Excuse me. Its rise to human-like statues reflects Nebuchadnezzar's deliverance from a beastly existence and his insight into the true nature of God. The second beast in Daniel's vision is like a bear. It was raised up on its sides and had 3 ribs. The voice of the second beast to devour flesh until it's satisfied. The beast represents the Medo-Persian Empire. The raising up of its side of the creature indicates that one of the kingdom's parts, Persia, would be dominant. It was. The 3 ribs in the creature's mouth symbolize nations that were devoured by the Medes and the Persians. These 3 conquered nations are known to be Babylon, Lydia, and Egypt. Okay, good to know. The third of the fourth beast is like a leopard, except it has 4 bird-like wings on its back and 4 heads. The third beast represents Greece, which is, it's very close to the statue. It was the Babylonian Empire, the Kingdom of Babylon, the Medo-Persian Empire, and the Greek Empire, followed by the Roman Empire. Known for swiftness of its conquest, the 4 heads are predictive of a 4-way division of the empire following Alexander the Great's death. Daniel's vision of the ram and the goat further divides the details of the second and third kingdoms. The final beast that Daniel sees rising from the sea is the most dreadful, terrifying, and frightening and powerful. The fourth beast has bronze claws and large iron teeth. It crushed and devoured its victims and traveled underfoot. The fourth beast has 10 horns. The creature represents the Roman Empire, a mighty kingdom that indeed crushed all its foes. So Daniel's vision of the 4 beasts provided a prophetic look at future world events. Looking back from our perspective, we see these events as world history and can easily see how the correlation between each beast and the world empire, where there is more to Daniel's vision, and some of it is yet future, even for us. Destructive 4th beast, and he ponders the meaning of the 10 horns. Smaller horn. Daniel sees the little horn has eyes and spoke boastfully. The proud, boastful words of the little horn continues until the Ancient of Days sets up a day of judgment. At the time the beast was slain. This is in contrast to the fate of the other beasts who lost their authority but were not immediately destroyed. After the 4th beast is killed and a body burned, a son of man comes. He approaches the Ancient. The man is given authority. Kingdom rules everlasting and indestructible. Interpretation of the vision given to Daniel, the prophet asks specifically about the 4th beast and its horns. The angel explains, later king, original king subdued, the evil king will speak against the Most High and oppress, change time and laws, and exert oppressive power 3.5 years. The world's leader Daniel saw is the Antichrist, the ruler who will come, who sets up the abomination in Daniel 9. Okay, spoiler. The fact that the Antichrist emerging from the 4th beast leads us to surmise that in the end times there will be a revival of the Roman Empire, featuring a coalition of 10 world leaders. The Antichrist will take his position of leadership, global authority. Okay. As before, the 10 horns, and John describes resembling a leopard, but it had feet like those of a bear and mouth of a lion. In other words, Revelation, like I mentioned before. These elements of all Daniel's beasts, like Daniel's 4th beast, John's beast speaks proudly and oppressed God's people for 3.5 years. Interesting. Antichrist is limited, 42 months and no more. Then God promises to judge the little horn. The court will sit. The little horn's power will be taken away and completely destroyed forever. Or as John saw it, the beast was captured. Thrown alive, sulfur. Okay. Both visions symbolize the kingdoms. Okay. I want to see if it mentions Jesus. God is in control and the Messiah to come and defeat the kingdoms of this world and establish his throne forever. Okay, interesting. So, similar to the statue dream, let's continue with Daniel 8. Okay. So, in the 3rd year of the reign of King Belshazzar, a vision appeared unto me, even unto me, Daniel, after that which appeared unto me at the first. And I saw in a vision, and it came to pass when I saw that I was at Shushan, in the palace which is in the province of Elam. And I saw in a vision, and I was by the river of Ulai. Then I lifted up mine eyes, and saw, and behold, there stood before me the river a ram, which had 2 horns, and the 2 horns were high, but one was higher than the other, and the higher came up last. And I saw the ram pushing westward and northward and southward, so that no beast might stand before him. Neither was there any that could deliver out of his hand, but he did it according to his will, and became great. And I was considering, behold, the goat came from the west on the face of the whole earth, and touched not the ground, and the goat had a notable horn between his eyes, and he came to the ram that had 2 horns, which I had seen standing before the river, and ran unto him in the fury of his power. And I saw him come close to the ram, and he was moved with choler against him. I don't know what choler means. And smote the ram, and brake his 2 horns, and there was no power in the ram to stand before him, but he cast him down to the ground, and stamped upon him, and there was none that could deliver the ram out of his hand. Therefore the he-goat waxed very great, and when he was strong, the great horn was broken, for it came up 4 notable ones, and for it came up 4 notable ones toward the 4 winds of heaven. And out of the one came forth a little horn, which waxed exceeding great, toward the south, and toward the east, and toward the pleasant land. And it waxed great, even to the host of heaven, and it cast down some of the host and of the stars to the ground, and stamped upon them. Yea, he magnified himself, even to the prince of the host. And by him the daily sacrifice was taken away, and the place of his sanctuary was cast down. And an host was given him against the daily sacrifice by reason of transgression, and it cast down the truth to the ground, and it practiced and prospered. Then I heard one saint speaking, and another saint said unto the certain saint which spake, How long shall be the vision concerning the daily sacrifice, and the transgression of desolation, to give both the sanctuary and the host to be trodden under foot? And he said unto me, Unto 2,300 days, sorry, just thinking about the 42 months of the article. Then shall the sanctuary be cleansed. And it came to pass, when I, even I, Daniel, had seen the vision and sought for the meaning, then behold, there stood before me as the appearance of a man. And I heard a man's voice between the banks of Ulai, which called and said, Gabriel, make this man to understand the vision. So he came near where I stood. And when he came, I was afraid, and fell upon my face. But he said unto me, Understand, O son of man, for at the time of the end shall be the vision. Now as he was speaking with me, I was in a deep sleep on my face toward the ground, but he touched me, and set me upright. And he said, Behold, I will make thee know what shall be in the last end of the indignation, for at the time appointed the end shall be. The ram which thou sawest, having 2 horns, are the kings of Media and Persia. So more about Media and Persia, interesting. And the rough goat is the king of Greece, and the great horn that is between his eyes is the first king. Now that being broken, whereas 4 stood up for it, 4 kingdoms shall stand up out of the nation, but not in his power. And in the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come to the full, a king of a fierce countenance, and understanding dark sentences, shall stand up. I really have to read about this Roman Empire. And his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. And he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper, and practice, and shall destroy the mighty, and the holy people. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, and he shall be broken without hand. And the vision of the evening and morning which was told is true, wherefore shut thou up the vision, for it shall be for many days. And I, Daniel, fainted, and was sick certain days. Afterward I rose up, and did the king's business, and was astonished at the vision, but none understood it. All right, a lot of visions, very heavy. Time of restoration for next time. It's tough stuff. I thought it was going to be a little bit clearer of a picture, but it was just so awesome that I had a hard time really like comprehending it visually and mentally. So anyway, we'll leave it there. So we know it's about the kingdoms, right? But we'll leave it there for now. God bless you all abundantly. God bless me abundantly. And God willing, we'll be together soon. In Jesus' name, amen.